Hi there, and welcome to Lesson 3 of Spreadsheets, Introduction to Spreadsheets. And today we are going to do a budget. So I want you to log on to Google Drive if you haven't already. Make sure that you are in your Google Drive account and click on New Google Sheets. In actual fact, if you click right here, it opens up a blank one as well. And you can click there for blank 2. Okay, so we want to call this Lesson 3 Budget and Circle Graphs. So highlight all of this. Lesson 3 Budget and Circle Graphs. Hit return. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go through this pretty fast. Let's start off with clicking in section B2. We are going to do income. So type the word income right here, and in actual fact, we're going to make that 18, and then click into C3, and we're going to say that how many hours a week. This one's going to be our hours. So type hours and hit tab. It goes over here. We're going to do a 40-hour work week. Okay. Then click down here and say wage and hit tab. And we're going to be getting a job in Edmonton, and we're going to be starting off at $17 an hour. So just hit that right there. Okay, 40-hour work week. And so how much are we going to be getting from our job? Well, let's get this to do a little calculation for us. So total dollars is going to be, so type total dollars, hit tab. We're going to go across to here, and we're going to make a little formula. Hit equals. Now what I want you to do is, right now we're in equals. I want you to click on 40. See how it added the D3 in there? That's the cell that it's in. And then go shift a star. So, or the star, it's up above the 8 right there. So that means times. Okay. And then we're going to click right here in D4 to give our 17. So right now we've got 40 times 17, but we're going to do a monthly budget. And the number of weeks in a budget is 4.3. So say times 4.3 and then hit return. Boom. Okay, there we go. That is going to be our income for the month. Unfortunately, you don't get all that. As a matter of fact, you do a fair amount of deductions and you pay taxes and everything like that. So this is called gross. And so we want the net. And so we're going to just say after taxes. All right, hit equals. Click on up above, so we have cell D5 times, and we want to take $40 or 40% off. That's going. Sorry, for you guys it's going to be about 30%. We want to take 30% off, which means that there's going to be 70% less. So we're actually going to multiply it by 0.7. That's a shortcut for taking off 30%. All right, hit return. Boom, there it is. So now we've gone from 2009 to 24 down to 2047. That's going to be our income. All right, now, what I am going to do though is I'm going to type other income. And I'm going to put that in there. At the moment, it's 0. And you can see, you click right here, you say dollars. All right. And then we're going to say total income across here. And we will say this is equal to this guy plus, so that's shift equal sign, okay, and plus this guy right there. So if you have any other income that's coming in, maybe you've got a little web design business or something like that, or your parents just give you $1,000 a month, whatever. Maybe you've got beef cattle you're selling, you can add that in there. So there's our total income. Awesome. So we're going to highlight this total income and make that 14. Now, notice here that we've gone over. It's a little bit too large for the cell. So hover on the line between C and D. We're going to give it a little bit more room here like that. Awesome. Okay. And maybe a color. Fill color just a little bit. Okay. That's our total income. Now it's time for our expenses. All right. Type in expenses. And then I want you to click on income, click the paint format, and click expenses. And that automatically puts that there. Okay, now, here we go. We're going to type in rent. Then you're going to hit return and type food. Then return clothing. Whoops, I doubled up on the L. Clothing. Savings, RRSP. Vehicle. Now we talk about all the things your vehicle needs. Insurance, fuel, repairs. I'm going to go back here, and now the cost of your cell phone, internet, heat, power, water, television, and web services. Awesome. Okay, actually with web services, just for the moment, let's put in Netflix and what the heck, we'll say Disney Plus. Sure. Okay, awesome. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put in how much it's going to basically cost us for our expenses in Edmonton when we go in there. You'll notice, oh, hey, we've got this over here, and we're going to start putting our lines in here. So in actual fact, I'm going to click in this section, highlight it. I'm going to grab this and just pull it over one. All right. And if I want to have that purple there, I can do that as well by essentially just grabbing the paintbrush and saying, yeah, do that. Super. Okay, so under rent, average rent in Edmonton is, if you go to Rent Canada, which is a pretty good website, you can actually take a good look at what the average rent is in Edmonton right now. And if you want to take a look like near Nate or wherever it is that you want, you'll find all sorts of stuff. You can find 2-bedroom apartments, 1-bedroom apartment, all that kind of thing. Lots of websites do this. This isn't the only one, of course. But what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to see this right here, the link. I'm going to go Command C. And I'm going to click in rent at the moment and go Command K. It's going to allow me to paste in a link. Now Command V will paste in the link, and I say apply right there. So now I have a link that I can go to if I want to check out different rents. Average rent is going to be about, for a 2-bedroom apartment, is about $1,200 is what you're looking at. But we're going to have a roommate to begin with. We're going to have a roommate. So I want you to say equals $1,200 divided. That's underneath. That's this little slash right here. Okay, which is underneath the question mark, divided by 2. And even though we know that, half of $1,200 is $600, the reason why we do that is to show that it's actually being divided. So that's kind of nice. All right. Food. Well, food, it's obviously going to be different for everybody. I'm going to pick the average, which is about $150 times, that's per week, 4.3. You'd be surprised how much you have to spend on food. Okay, clothing. We're going to say $50 for clothing for the month. Some people less, some people more. Just think how much a pair of shoes is going to cost you. You do want to see if you can throw some money into your savings. They say pay yourself first. So we're going to pay $100. Now, I want to point something out. You see how we don't have dollars in here. And so I'm going to click in the top of expenses, and I'm not going to drag. I'm going to move the mouse down to about here, hold down the shift key and click here. So it's highlighted all of this. I'm going to make this dollars. There it is. Okay. Vehicle insurance. All right. Now, your vehicle insurance, actually somebody just told me that for their kid, it's $3,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to say equals $3,000, but you pay monthly, so divided by 12. Depends on how many accidents you have and what kind of vehicle you want to insure. But we're going to say that for now. $250 a month. Okay. For fuel, well, it depends on how many times you want to come back to Barhead on a weekend. But you're probably going to average around $100 a week. Around the city. It depends too if you're working on the other side of the city or whatever, but we'll say $100 times 4.3. Repairs. I would suggest you at least budget $100 a month on repairs. Snow tires alone are going to cost you several hundred. I would put that into repairs, all that kind of thing. Okay. Cell phone. We're going to say $60. And internet. Now, internet, the average internet for Edmonton is about $50. That's the average. But you've got a roommate, so you're going to share. So that's $50 divided by 2. If you're in an apartment, you don't have to pay heat. So you say 0, no money for heat. You don't have to pay power. That's included in the price of the apartment. And you don't have to pay water. Now, this is different for lots of apartments. So when you go looking for an apartment, make sure that you know whether or not you have to pay for the heat, power, water, whatever. Okay? Television. If you like to watch sports or if you want cable, that's going to be it's going to average about $120 a month. Let's say you and your roommate want that. So 120 divided by 2. If you want to watch hockey, all that. And web services. So if you want Netflix, that's $9 a month. Disney is now $12 a month. If you want Crave, all those other things, then you go on there. Most people want their own account, but who knows? You might share with friends, whatever. Okay, so now you have this whole amount. Hopefully, I haven't missed anything. So click up here on your rent and come all the way down to about 3 below Disney Plus here. Hold down the shift key and click. Now I want you to go up here under functions and we're going to pick sum. So it's going to add it all up for us. See the sum from E14 to E33 and we just hit return. Boom. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to click on total income. Actually, I'll click here on 2047. I'm going to click the paintbrush. And I'm going to click here and drag across. So that way it adds that. And I'm going to type in total expenses. And then I'm going to say difference. And we're going to now go into this cell right here, say equals. Let's take our total income and hit subtract minus our total expenses. Uh-oh. Darn. So let's highlight this. Let's make this a 36. And we're going to make it yellow. And what I want to do is I want to actually increase the size of this, but I don't want to increase the size of this. So in actual fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two cells together. So click and drag to make these two cells together. See this guy right here? This is merge cells. Click on it. Boom. There it is. It is now made these two into one cell. So there's our difference. Minus 294. So we are going to need to find $294 somewhere in our budget. Dang. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we are going to need to take a good look at our expenses. So we're going to make a pie chart. Yeah, okay. So let's click on insurance, hold down the shift key and click on repairs. You're going to click on fill color and add a light color right here. Then you're going to click on Netflix, hold down the shift key and click on Disney Plus and pick another light color right there. And we're going to move both of these guys here into this column. So I'm going to click and drag down and drag it here. Now the reason why I've done that is because pie charts or circle graphs won't let you use different titles in different columns. So we need to have all of our titles, all of our labels in one column. All right, click once on rent, hold down the shift key and click once on the $12 right there. So we have this whole rectangle selected. Now go to insert chart and click that, and it wants to do this as a pie chart. Well, that's nice, but you know what? Or as a column bar graph, but we want a pie chart. So we're going to go to over here under chart type, and we are going to go on down, click on pie chart. Column 2 must be numeric. Okay, fine. So in other words, it's looking at this second column and saying, hey, you don't have any numbers. That's fine. Okay, go over here to value, and I want you to click on add value. See this little this grid right here? Click on select a data range, and now it's waiting for us to drag a data range. So we're gonna click once on 600 and drag down to 12. Perfect. Say okay. There it is. And it's accepted that. There it is. There's our pie graph. Well, that's nice. But you know what? We're going to click on pie chart, and instead we're going to go for a 3D pie chart. There it is. That's the stuff. Click on the bottom corner. Let's make this bigger all the way down here. Good. Now we're going to change some settings. I want you to do this with me. So go to customize and chart style. And first of all, we're going to add in a decent background color. You pick one that you like, and you can go with a different font if you want. I like the theme default. Chart border's good. We are at 3D, so close chart style. Next is pie chart. Awesome. If you wanted to, you can add a donut hole in here. Okay, I don't really see a need to, but go for it if you like. All right, now the slice labels. I think that we are going to take a look, and what we want is we want a label for each of these so that we can easily see it. Like for instance, there, that would be TV, rent, fuel, insurance. You can play around with it and you can go value and percentage. I like label. Let's go with label. Awesome. Okay, so I want you to close that pie chart, click on pie slice. Now, this is actually a really cool thing. So you'll notice that our food is the largest amount. So if you click on rent and you go down and you click food, it now is showing us food, and we can change the settings for that. Click distance from center. If you click 25%, see how that pulls it apart? Isn't that kind of neat? So you can show, hey, this is definitely the largest amount. All right. So I want you I just want to show you. I thought that was cool. Put it back to 0, please. So now we have this. Awesome. Okay, here obviously you can change the different colors for the different things. Close pie slice. Open chart. Chart title. We need to change this chart title. So click in here and we're going to say expenses. Awesome. I want to make this color red. And I want to put it in the middle. Click on alignment and center. And as far as size goes, what if I made that 30? Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, and we can make this graph even a little bit bigger so we can see things a bit better. Awesome. Close this chart and access title. And if you click on legend, you'll see that you've got, that's these guys all down here. You can change all of those things, the font size, etc. I like it the way it is. Awesome. Okay, so this makes it really easy for us to see that our 3 main expenses are food, rent, fuel, and then 4th is insurance. So you can take a look at. Now, I would point out too that if you want to make some changes, you could take a look at your wage as well, or how many hours you work. If you worked an extra, let's say 45 hours, an extra 5 hours of overtime, then you are almost even. So I'm going to undo that. So different ideas of what you can do. This circle graph definitely lets you know where you're going to need to make some changes. So I'd like you to save this now in your Google Classroom